Got him. Oh yeah, like a boss. Hey guys, welcome back to K&S Get Out. It's been a beautiful, hot, blazing hot day.
Very, very hot. 93
degrees in the camper. Poor Nala, she's just laying there panting, and we didn't really have a place we could go find refuge today.
Yeah.
So Shannon and I went to a coffee shop to do our work for a little bit, ran around town, got our errands done and everything, got back to the camper, checked on Nala, everything is good. And we thought, you know what? If it's already 93 degrees inside the camper, let's just go out to the land.
We might as well sweat outside if we're gonna sweat inside.
Yeah. Yeah. We just enjoy sweating. Check it out, guys. We have had these piles for a while. We rented the skid steer and kind of cleaned up, separated the big piles that we had from when the guys did the land clearing for us. They did a great job, but they piled them a little too close to some of our favorite trees. So I had the skid steer with the grapple, and we were doing some other stuff with it, and I separated these out. Tonight, we're gonna burn one of the piles down.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yes.
We got some updates on some of the progress of the stuff over there. Guys, we're chomping at the bit to get out here with the camper. We do have some news, some things we haven't shared with you that are coming up that I think we're gonna share with you in a little bit. And we're preparing, you know, our timeline is being dictated by things outside of our control.
Yes.
Is that the right way to put it?
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. So we're gonna get this fire lit, and then we'll talk to you a little bit more about that, give you some updates on the things that I have learned since we've gone and talked to the supply company and everybody about the electrical and water and overload. This is the biggest reminder. Today, yesterday, the day before, one day at a time. There's only so much you can do in a day. There's only so much you can get done. Yep. And we hold ourselves very accountable into a higher standard to try to just, you know, knock it out. But you know what? You can only do what you can do in the time allotted. So fire therapy is in order.
Yes, it is.
I don't know why, but the wood's a little wet. It probably rained just like right here.
Just in that one little spot, huh?
Yeah, you know, who knows? Smells like water.
I was getting ready to say, it smells kind of funny. I have a feeling that's gonna burn very quickly.
Yeah, I don't know that we're gonna need the flamethrower because it's what, 99 degrees right now?
97 degrees.
97 degrees, feels like 312. That water burns really well. Oh, guys, the last time we tried to light a fire and it didn't go well, I don't know what that's a water jug. We had a lot of comments about, you know, burn this, do that. I'm like, I know. Problem is, not everybody starts fires the same way. So I'm starting a fire the way I want to start a fire, and by golly, it's hot.
It's very hot.
It's so hot, we're going to back up again. Whew. Let me just take this water jug and propane tank over here. We were getting a little cold out here, and so that's primarily why we started the fire. We just thought, man, how do we warm up? I'm freezing, goosebumps, boom. Oh yeah. That stuff has been out here drying, cooking, baking, just waiting for us to light it on fire. And we still got 1, 2, 3 and a half-ish, 4 more. So plenty of fires. And of course, once these big ones burn down, there's kind of like that guy over there, but we burned him twice. And then once we had the excavator, we kind of rebundled it, did it again. So there's
always a lot of rocks in there.
Yeah, and it always leaves some remnants that we just have to kind of reconcile the pile. I don't know, maybe it was too hot to do this. I don't care. We just need to stand a little ways away, make sure it doesn't hit our water jug or propane tank, because that'd be bad. Look at that, beauty shot. Some of you ask, like, why in the world did you want to do this whole country life thing? Your city life, your city kids, 100%, you guys don't know what you're doing. Yeah, this is why. Peaceful, beautiful, peaceful, beautiful. Being out here with your favorite person, favorite piece of land, fire. Yeah, this is, what's the word? Transcendent? I need to Google that later.
No, I think it's more like serenity for us. Like, this is our happy place.
Serenity now! Do you know what that's from?
No.
You sure?
What's it from?
I don't love the show. I didn't watch a whole lot of it, but my dad is a huge Seinfeld fan, and I'm pretty sure I remember that was from Seinfeld.
Oh.
Serenity Now.
I didn't watch a lot of that.
I don't know if that was George or her, I don't know. Well, I think this is gonna get the job done.
Yeah.
Here, let's show them just how big this pile is. I'm gonna go over there and sweat a little bit. It may not look that big on camera, I don't know, but.
I don't really want to get that close. It's hot out here. That fire is hot.
Instant sweat. Oh man, I think I got a fire sunburn. Hey guys, no, we did not call the fire department. We didn't call the county fire, whoever, whatever. I strategically placed these piles in a way that I knew they would just burn right where they are. Everything around is green or dirt, so they're not gonna spread.
That's a big fire.
That's a huge fire. I don't know whose dumb idea it was to light a fire when it's 97 degrees at 7 p.m. But it's hot over there. The wind is not moving at all. Not even a little bit.
No.
I think we're at what, 400% humidity, is that right?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, we're just right there. I'm swimming as we go along. Hey, if you saw our last video, you know we started working on the goat pen. I'm sore as all get out. I've been doing a lot of work and things out here, but as you move around and do different projects, like certain muscle groups and things, or blisters, just, you know, you don't get them every day from everything you do. So when you come into something like this and you feel like, you know, I got this, then you wake up the next day and you're like, ooh, I'm not as young as I once was. But it was good.
I had this.
I had it, but it's good. I want to see how well this post is set up, because we did put that Quikrete in there and I wanted to let it set for longer than what the bag tells you to. And we've got to dig another hole up here so that I can put the other gate that allows us to come in, and then that's the gate that takes them out to Goatville. So we're going to check on that today, make sure we did well enough, and then I ain't digging no holes yet. I'm still recovering just a bit.
I would offer for you, but it looked really hard.
Okay. That is drastically better than the first go around when we didn't have it in concrete. That bothered me. Now, we bought some of those little kind of fence U-clips or whatever. They're just basically bent nails without a head. And so we're gonna try to nail them in here, again, fighting the elevation. I have not zip tied this to the other T-post that's halfway down there, but I think this will give me enough of a purchase on it to nail this in, and we'll be able to keep this sturdy. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm excited about this. I do have the zip ties out here, and I do have the pliers and things in the truck if we wanted to zip tie that guy, and I've even got the little U-nails. It's just really hot out here. We worked all day today, a little bit more logistic work today. I might have designed a hat for me and a hat for Shannon. We're gonna see how those turn out once we get the proofs back. And I don't know, there's not as good a system for ordering the hats as there is regular merch, but maybe we can figure something out. If you guys are interested, let us know. If hats are something, I'm a full-time hat wearer now. I didn't wear them for years, but quitting your job, I don't want to do my hair anymore. I don't want to trim my beard. I just want to throw a hat on and go. It's great. So we'll let you know how those turn out. You'll see them in future videos, but that means we didn't get much on the land today. We just kind of wanted to come and enjoy it. And this is our favorite time of day out here when the sun starts setting, and that fire is massive. It's a good thing I put that away from everything, huh?
Yeah. A lot of you did tell us you feel like we need to put the metal fence clips on the posts as well. We don't want to do anything that secure until we have everything lined out and kind of set up. So we will very likely come back through and put some more T-post clips on there instead of just the zip ties, but we really just wanted to have it laid out before we made anything definite.
I just want to use zip ties. I don't want to use those clips. Everything I've watched said that they're not fun. They're not easy. Plus, because we have hills and everything, look at this. That's not straight at all with that T-post. The T-post we leveled. I didn't want to drive it with the lay of the land. Maybe I should have. I don't know. You tell me. But does that make getting those clips on here harder? Not necessarily. I mean, they latch on to the horizontal. We're learning, guys. We're learning. We may put them on, we may not. But this, you know, the wind didn't blow this over. It didn't fall over during the night. Hey, tell me this. I am curious. I had thought about getting like some tent stakes. Not necessarily tent stakes, but basically kind of like the U-shaped nails that are going to go into the post to hold the panels to the post. Thinking about getting some of those for the ground here, and that way it just kind of keeps the base of this from moving as much. Again, I'm going to secure it a little bit more to the T-post. We may use the clips like you're talking about, I don't know. But I don't want predators getting underneath. I don't want the goats realizing they can push this out and maybe get enough headroom to sneak out of it, because they're just little tykes right now. They're not full-grown adults yet, but we're gonna learn. We're gonna learn together. The air's not moving out here.
Not at all. It's completely stale air.
It's bad. It's beautiful. It's just hot. Well, goat pit's coming right along. I'm not digging a hole right now. I'm not recovered well enough yet, so we're gonna hold off just a bit on the remainder of this. Probably come out early one morning and do this before the heat sets in. Preferably on a day it's not supposed to be 100 degrees.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hey,
is it hot out here?
Not today. Not yet anyway. It's supposed to be later. But yesterday it was hot when we were out here. Super hot. And I was still a little beat up from working on the goat pen. So that was our day of rest-ish. And today we woke up to a little bit of rain. We haven't seen rain in a couple weeks.
Several weeks.
Several weeks. I don't even know how long it's been. Just like one little shower at some time, I don't know. Today we woke up and it was nice and cool in the camper, about 70 some odd degrees. Rained off and on most of the morning, so we kind of waited till it let up and we thought, you know what? Be a great time to dig some holes for some posts.
Well, it's not so hot out here.
Well, I meant because the ground's soft too.
Oh, that too.
It's still a lot of work digging holes no matter when you're doing it, but if the ground can work with you a little bit better, then take advantage of it. So what we're gonna do, I've still got to zip tie that panel down there to that corner T-post and the one in the middle, and then we can nail it to the gate post. Those are all zip tied along that side over there. This guy right here, obviously not zip tied. So I want to stand him up, get him zip tied, get that zip tied, and then I will know where to dig the hole for the post for the gate over here. At which point, I think we just hang the gates, and then that'll give us our starting point to finish out the other half of the goat pen and go down there and get both of these posts in on this side.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So many words, you talk too much. All right, let's get to work.
Okay.
Well, we wore out our welcome with the cool weather. The sun's come out, the clouds have faded, but that's okay. We still got a couple hours of work done. We got one more gate post set in concrete, so we're gonna let that set up all the way and then attach the last panel to that on that half. Then we get to learn how to hang gates.
That'll be fun.
It's our first rodeo, and we do appreciate those of you that are encouraging and informative and just keep telling us we're doing the right thing. You gotta learn by doing it, guys.
There's no other way.
If you've done this 30, 40 years, I get it. 50 years, 100 your entire life, you probably know. We're brand new. There's a lot of things we know how to do, but none of them apply to out here.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so thanks for coming along with us. I'm gonna go order some electric cable.
Electrical cable?
Electrical cable. We gotta get those trenches filled. I'm not even working, and this is how much I'm sweating just walking around. So I need your guys' help. Those of you that have done trenching like this for water, you've put in your own faucets, you've run your own water lines, whatever. We learned that Woodford is apparently the Cadillac of faucet brands. Now you pay for it, just like you would a Cadillac, but there's so many other brands. Everbuilt, K2, I forget what the import one was called, but I've done my research and there's a lot of different prices all over the map. Now, I do know that some of those frost-free hydrants are not lead-free, so they are not for potable water. You don't want to drink out of them. Those are the cheapest ones, obviously. I know that those things are sold based on how many feet are buried below the ground. Our frost line here where we live in Southwest Missouri is only about 12 inches. We're real close to that, I believe 16-inch line, but I went well beyond 12 inches here. I just thought better safe than sorry. So we thought about putting one of the frost-frees down outside the well house so that we've got water over there by where the goats are going to be and any other future animals in that pen in that area. Then one right here at this intersection point, because that'll actually be a good place to splice the PEX anyway. And then one, of course, behind where the camper is going to be, and that'll be our freshwater line to the camper. So let me know what you guys have experienced. If you've used that Woodford brand, if I'm saying that right, or other brands that have worked just as well, how long do they last? I don't want to have to dig it up every 2 years and replace it. So if I need to invest in the nicer one and you get what you pay for, I understand that. We've dealt with that a lot. So let me know. I'm very curious. You guys are pretty quick to inform me on things that I'm just now learning and don't know. So hopefully you have some experience in this realm and you can tell me. But learned a lot through this. Still learning. Another thing we learned in regards to power. Not every breaker box is the same. Not every breaker switch is the same. So we have now tracked down the breakers, switches that we're gonna need for the 50 amp service over to the camper and the 30 amp service, both 240 volt to the well house. So up here, we're looking at GE. They got a little bit different connection style than some others. We now know what breaker switches we need up here, but I also want dedicated breakers at the well house and at the campsite so that we can kill power to the pump if we need to, kill power to the camper, whatever. Just makes it a little bit better. Down there, what's the brand? Square D?
Square D. Square
D, that's what they have in the breaker box down there. And so I think we can reuse that. In fact, the original 30 amp, 240 volt breaker switch is in there. We just need to test it. And Shannon's dad's gonna help me with that. Test it, make sure it's working just fine. And then of course we'll have to buy a dedicated pedestal over here for the camper to put our own box in, at which point we're going to determine, do we want 30, 50, and a couple of 110s, 120s, whatever. The options are pretty open. But learning all of this, what we also learned is we're running 12 gauge wire for basically from the breaker boxes to the camper or to the well pump. But as far as getting that much power and amperage over to those areas, we thought that maybe 10 gauge would be fine. We wanted to leave ourselves a little bit of room. Nope. We talked to the professionals and they're like, yeah, you're going to burn your cable up. They didn't even going to make it to the breaker switch. And obviously it won't stop it from flipping the breaker. It'll just burn underground and then you got to find it and repair it. So we're looking more at like a 2 gauge wire running over to the camper, that distance, and then a 4 gauge wire running down to the well house. That's a much, much bigger wire, but now we know. It's also in a little bit better coating for going underground and stuff. So we've kind of talked about changing up what we're going to do, putting it in conduit. Yeah, this has been a massive learning experience, a whole new set of knowledge for us, but we're going to make it. And I've ordered a bunch of the plumbing stuff. Now I just got to get the electrical stuff ordered.
Wasn't the reason that they suggested the bigger gauge wire because of the length that we needed to run? The
distance we have to run it. Yeah, it can, 10 gauge would carry that. That's just the same as like 12 gauge would work. It's going to work. But going that kind of distance, carrying that kind of power, I don't know if they were just trying to upsell a thicker gauge wire, or the guy seemed very sincere when he was like, no, yeah, that'll burn. Yeah, you got to go much bigger. So better safe than sorry. Once again, don't want to dig it up if we don't have to. On the plumbing side, and I'm just sharing this knowledge with you guys because literally before we started this journey, before we started these projects, I had absolutely no idea. Now, I do know that Chad ran, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but this is what I picked up from the guys at the supply shop, Uponor brand PEX. A little bit different. It apparently can expand in a freeze situation over 10 times its own diameter, and then it still can come back down to regular diameter. It is a PEX A, which means you can clamp it for the connection points, or we're gonna opt for the expansion method, which basically you expand that stuff out as big as you need, you put your fitting in there, and then it shrinks back down on top of it, and it's the tightest seal that you can get in PEX pretty much. They have found that the clamps over years, sometimes they can fail, start leaking, whatever. So we opted for the Uponor PEX A, and I've ordered the fittings that are gonna be for the expansions. That way, at every section that we got to splice it or cut it, I'm not actually losing inside diameter to restrict the flow of water, more or less. That way, we're gonna have better water flow, we're gonna have a more secure fit so that hopefully we don't have any leaks and we don't have to dig those up and replace them anytime soon.
Definitely don't want to dig them up again.
Yeah, but if you are looking at doing this yourself, the tool, the electric tool, the battery powered tool to do the expanding of that PEX, it's not cheap. There's not a lot of them out there. I think Milwaukee, DeWalt, maybe one or two others, but they have to partner with this Uponor company to get the specifics as to what's needed. As you're expanding it, you put those jaws or those teeth inside there, it needs to twist. Every time it goes to expand them, it has to twist, because otherwise it won't stretch it out and you will have leaks. There is a manual tool that's maybe a third or a fourth of the cost of the powered ones, but you got to be sure and twist it, and you got to make sure you got it right. And I've watched some videos on it. It's a little bit awkward. So I already have a whole bunch of DeWalt batteries. I don't have anything Milwaukee brand. So we just bought the tool only to save a couple dollars. Found a good site. We'll link that down below if that's something you're interested in, but we're gonna try it. That stuff's all on its way now as of today. And now I just got to research the electrical stuff and get it on order too. And then as soon as we get that stuff, it's on like Donkey Kong. We're gonna get this place ready for the camper. Ooh, but another hurdle. Let me show you right over here. Oh, I saw him by the door still. I can hear him flying around in there. I don't think the wasps have given up on this being their home yet, but they're gonna learn. They're gonna learn the hard way. Have you guys ever used these? We just, I don't know. I'm a sucker, and they have these all over the kiosks and end caps at just about every store everywhere. And I'm gonna stick one of these inside of there. We just tried to go in there. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the stuff we have left to do with the well system, but maybe this will catch them all and kill them all. Maybe I'm a sucker and I wasted money. We're gonna find out. New and improved, it says. Not sponsored, just learning how to use this stuff out here. Okay, let's put this together real quick. This is gonna catch all the wasps on our land.
We'll see.
You don't have faith? I really just want the ones in the well house to go away. So maybe this will send a message, or maybe they're just gonna think it's a pretty decoration I'm putting up for them in their house. Better not. All right, well, there was one in there, but what do you think? You think I can do it?
We'll see how this goes.
Think I'm brave enough? You know, when I was a kid, this is what happened. This was, I went into a small bathhouse like this at a swimming pool, and the guys inside thought that I was the one that trapped them in there, and then they attacked me.
The wasps.
Oh man, right in my face. Okay, I used to be better at this. I'm not better at this anymore. That went well. I am also holding a bait trap for wasps, and he just went right back in.
Get in there and put it up.
You get in there and put it up.
Give it to me.
That's my girl. Thanks.
You're welcome.
He's in there. Just need you to know that. Hey, even if you set it over on the shelf by the left where the pump or where the actual well is. Oh, yeah. You're so brave. Do you need a flashlight?
I got one.
Door's closing on you. There's one right there. He flew away. Look at you being brave.
I'm trying to find something to hang it on, but I don't
Do you want to stick the door behind that pail so it doesn't keep closing on you?
I don't really see anything for it to hang on.
Just set it on the shelf.
Well, that's what I did.
Oh, I think that'll be a good starting place. See what comes of it, if anything. That's right, I'm inside the well house and we know there's a mud dauber or a wasp or something in here. I'm getting so brave. Run, run, run! Okay, so here is my big concern with this whole project. Remember the pressure tank that I told you was holding that PSI charge? That would save us $500 or $600 at least, depending on the size of the tank that we went with. My concern, now that I've worked with PVC a little bit and I've had to learn what I've had to learn about the whole water line system and everything, my concern is, can I get that PVC out of that pressure tank to run new plumbing? Or he needs to go over to the wasp thing. Look at him, look at him, just all hanging around, man. Okay, I'm doing less well today than I normally am. What's going on? Stop it.
I just tried to use the camera to kill him.
He's probably on my back. So when I rear up ready to hit him, they're like right behind me. I'm like, okay, fine. Whew, it's hot out here. I don't like wasps or mud daubers. It is beautiful though. So the pressure tank, I've got to inspect, I believe it's the inlet where the PVC is coming out of. And that was where the old system was plumbed up, and I do see the primer and glue and everything that's on there. I don't know. I'm nervous that we may not be able to use that. So Rob, if you're watching and you're familiar with these tanks as well as you are the well, let me know. Is that something I could, there's not a lot of space on there, so I don't think I could cut the PVC and put a coupler on it or not. You know what? Let me go grab it. I'm gonna be brave. Hang on. Don't record this part, it's terrifying. Just kidding, record it. I'm brave.
Hey, good work.
Hey, thanks. So you see this right here? So I'm not 100% sure. I may go grab a wrench and see if they just wrenched this part on and didn't glue it, because it just looks like it's threads under there. Let me try that, and then maybe this is usable. Look at the sweat. I'm not even doing anything. It's the
wasps.
That's what it is. Yeah, we'll go with that. It's not that
blame it on them.
Not that I'm just a sweaty guy. Okay. Well, that's
a good sign.
A little more positive than I was expecting. Do you need some water?
Ew,
watch your shoes.
Water in there.
Oh, how old is that? And nasty.
Well, it wasn't a lot.
No, and so I would say that's an inch, which the T-fitting that I ordered, it came in pieces. I thought it was going to be assembled, but I get to put that guy together with all the pressure gauge, the valve and everything, shut-off valves. I believe it is a 1 inch, but we put on a 3/4 inch on the current well because we wanted to be able to hook a hose directly up to it. So Rob, tell me, do I need to switch that over to a 1 inch? I kind of remember you and Ken talking about that. Or can I just do a step up from the 3/4 inch, or do we lose too much pressure doing that? You know what I'm talking about. If I'm way off, just text me. Don't put it in the comments. You got my number. Oh man, I appreciate you a lot. Thanks for putting up with us. Yeah, I would love to save the money. I'm a little skeptical of this guy just because I don't know how old it is. I don't know how long it's been out here. There's not really a timestamp or anything on it that indicates how long ago it was manufactured. I mean, it could be in worse shape. It's been inside the well house.
On concrete, not just in dirt.
Yeah, that was on the pad. I don't know. I would assume that they probably replaced this when they pulled that roll pipe out and added the PVC to it and then put that back down with the jet pump on top, you know?
Yeah, but there's really no way to tell for sure.
Oh, I know. Not unless there's a secret that I don't know about these things and somehow you can tell their age.
So are you saying that we have to hook that all up and test it out to see if it even works?
Kinda.
Okay.
If it's holding pressure, that means that the bladder inside, the pressure above the bladder is what kind of dictates the PSI, the pressure of the water that's going to come out through your system. If it holds that pressure, it tells me that that bladder is intact. Now, it could be really close to being brittle and busting or whatever. Maybe once it gets back in action, it just fails on us. But I would love for this one to work. I don't want to get my hopes up. You know, we saved a ton of money by repairing this well to the point that I'm okay with financially replacing this guy. But I just thought if this worked, we could repurpose it and use it. I did order a 3-stage filter system. I believe the brand is Express Water. I just kind of did my own research, and you know, basically it does sediments, it does bacteria, and it does heavy metals, which we had just the slightest bit of normal bacteria that you would have out here. And then we actually came back with lower metals like the cadmium and the lead and everything than they anticipated. So where the numbers came back right now, technically the EPA says that's drinkable water. However, I don't even want those traces in there if all we have to do is put a filter in it. So we'll have the well going straight into the pressure tank, then the pressure tank going through the 3-stage filter system. And then after the filter, it's going to come on out to the camper. But what I want to do is get it all set back up and then have the county come back out, test the water again after it's filtered, and just kind of let us know the shape of it. I'm not against drinking it if it's technically EPA potable. Shannon might be a different story.
I may be buying bottled water. We'll see.
I don't know, guys. Maybe this is just a little bit of an update vlog because it was so hot and we had to do more logistical work today that we couldn't come out here and do the physical work. It was also 100 degrees, like actual temperature today. The heat index, I don't even know what it was, but
it was up to 105. I looked at it.
Yeah. We didn't have a air conditioning refuge today, so poor Nala is back at the camper panting a little bit, but we should be coming up on the time that it starts to drop back down, and then, you know, throughout the night we can get closer down to 70 degrees and we're freezing, and it's fun. We're getting acclimated. Country life. That's all you can do, right?
Yeah.
The best you can. Okay, well, let's throw this back in there, go check on our fire. And I think it's about dinner time. How long has that fire been running over there?
Oh, maybe about 20 minutes.
You think so?
Maybe 30.
How's it doing?
Look how much it burned already.
Woo!
That went fast. It was a hot fire.
Yeah, that thing was towel.
Wow.
Yeah, as dry as it's been out here, I mean, I didn't even have to use the torch to get it lit. I just threw some of that magic water on it and hit it with a little lighter.
I'm gonna walk around and make sure it's good all the way around it real quick.
I do appreciate that. We've been holding on to these fires for a while. Like, you know, there were gonna be special events that we were gonna hold where friends and people came out, and then we were like, you know what? We have plenty to burn out here, and I'm tired of seeing these piles. So as soon as we get out here, we try to just light one up and let it burn down while we're doing our work, and that way we can keep an eye on it. There was no wind tonight. Everything around it is green and dirt, so not worried about spreading. Did a very good job at throwing all the stuff that was, you know, kind of lingering outside of the pile that could trail somewhere else up in the pile, and it worked like a charm. What do you think, babe?
So it's totally fine the whole way around it. It's kind of containing itself. I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Good. Well, we'll keep it on it for a little bit longer, and then I say we get back to the princess, check on her, see how she's doing, and get us some dinner made. What do you think?
I think that sounds great.
Okay, let's do it. All right, well, I can't show you myself from the waist down anymore because I found out that these shorts, whenever they get nasty, wet, and sweaty, they're a little bit see-through. You're welcome.
Thanks.
So the rest of this video will be from chest up on Kyle, no big deal. Hey, I know this video is a little vloggy, but we have something coming up that we'll share with you in our next video, and we're really trying to plan around that, kind of figure out what to do, and it's been a little stressful for us. So we've really tried to gauge what we can get done and really power forward on trying to get out here with the camper. I know you guys are ready. We are ready.
We're so ready.
Yeah, but we still like to come out here, get a little bit done, keep planning, you know, look at things based on the research that we had, trying to get it all knocked out.
Yeah. We have to take things one day at a time,
One day at a
especially
time.
with how hot it is. There's just no way to work all day long. So
Yeah.
It is what it is.
All right, guys. Like, comment, share, follow, smiley face, subscribe, notifications, hugs, kisses, love, love. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Can I get a mic chip?
Mike, chick.
Got him. Yes. He's gonna sting me now.
You better find them and step on them.
He's right there. Oh yeah, like a boss. That's gonna be on our security camera too.